I'm just thinking about like having some moment with lookers on the street and just have a just natural conversation with them, because usually if I go travel, I don't go for sightseeing. I go for to see lookers live,
So you really
talk with
wanna
them. But yeah,
interact.
my English is not good yet, so yeah, I want to improve my
Everybody
English.
always says that. Something to be like, I'm gonna go talk to these strangers. I'm gonna try to make friends.
Mhm.
But it's really tricky.
Tell me about your thoughts about this and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that I need to speak English fluently and have to listening well
Oh,
as well.
listening's part of
Yeah,
it. for
because
sure.
usually I go travel some Southeast Asia country,
Mhm.
so
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's
interesting.
quite difficult to understand
How
different
everyone says
accents and
everything.
stuff. Yeah, for them as well. So yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Right. Your clarity is important.
yeah.
It's like, what
안녕하세요. 또 영상 주기가 빨라졌습니다. 저는 이번에 파고다 어학원에서 원어민 회화하는 거 한번 해볼 거고요. 오늘은 레벨 테스트를 하러 왔습니다. 여기는 파고다 어학원 강남점입니다.
And it asks for like the class. Would you like to use textbook or do free talking more?
Free talking? How to say?
Good. Like even if we do free talking, it'll be very helpful because there's going to be a class note and the recordings as well, so you can review.
Oh,
Yeah, so reviewing the notes is really important. So it'll be great if you give me as much detail as possible.
이게?
There's two keys and I think there's one.
A few moments later.
And then the grammar range is like, I think it's very normal that you have some like minor mistakes. So I kind of like correct few of them.
Yeah.
So like sometimes like you omit like, I guess, we're done here. So, I'm gonna finish writing this.
Yeah.
And, as I do, you can wait in the lobby and my manager will call you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you so
much.
much. Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
이렇게 결과 카톡이 왔습니다. 나쁘지 않은데요? 지금 지인 추천 이벤트로 이렇게 같이 수강하게 되면 더 싸게 할 수 있다는 거.
You want to get better to talk to these people, but you have to think of like certain kinds of expressions and techniques that make them talk to you, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
true.
polite ways to say things, like persuasive word choice. Because you can't just walk up and go, "Hey, what's your name?"
Yeah, I
And they're
cannot
like,
do that,
Who are
right?
you? Right? Oh no, I gotta
It's
be
so
like
rude.
smooth.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how's it going? You mind if I ask you a question? So yeah, it takes a little bit of extra thought because people will be.
On November 1st, 1998, British adventurer Carl Bushby began an ambitious.
So the small thing is just
Yeah.
walk and work.
Always struggling.
Just ignore the L. Walk.
Walk.
Yeah, the L doesn't exist. So you know the Korean sound, of course, right?
Walk.
Yeah, right. It works.
Oh, okay.
I know the sound it is in Korean, but it's the same sound in English.
Oh, I see.
So this is kind of an important detail because sometimes when you say like, "Oh, I'm walking" or "I'm working," where are you? I don't know. Any other words you're not sure?
Terrain.
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 Yeah, terrain.
Terrain.
Terrain is kind of ground.
Ah,
It's a fancy way to say different kinds of grounds.
okay.
Number 6.
Which obstacles do you think are harder to overcome? Physical ones or bureaucratic one?
Bureaucratic.
Bureaucratic?
So it's related to like documents, official documents.
Bureaucratic.
You like the half Korean, half English pronunciation?
Yeah, it's so
Very clear.
better. Yeah.
Very clear.
So much better.
There's also like a lighter version called a brownout.
Brownout. I never heard
You
it.
remember part of it.
Yeah, brownout. Usually
It's less
after
common, but
brownout.
it's more like most people don't really black out. They kind of brown out. They're like, oh, I remember some parts, but not all of it. But brownout is slang. Blackout is more common. Brownout is more like my generation. We use it as slang to say like.
안녕하세요. 서울입니다. 오늘은 온라인으로 강의를 들을 겁니다. 매번 학원을 찾을 수 없는 상황이라면 온라인으로도 회화를 충분히 할 수 있습니다. 혹시 화상으로 진행해도 되나요? 해서 오케이를 하시면 원래 학원에서 진행되기로 한 수업도 이렇게 온라인으로 진행을 할 수 있어요. 온라인으로 들어보려고 애초에 온라인 강의를 신청을 했고요. 한번 해보시죠. 수업 시작 전에 링크를 보내줘서 줌을 미리 깔아놨거든요. 그래서 바로 오픈하면 이렇게 강의실로 들어가는 느낌으로 됩니다. 이번에 영어를 하게 된 거는 제가 유튜브를 사실 영어로 찍어보고 싶거든요. 한번 싹 다 그냥 영어로. 근데 그러기에는 아직 실력이 너무 부족하다. 그래서 이 실력을 잠깐이지만 키워볼 수 있는 방법, 아무래도 원어민이랑 대화하는 게 가장 도움이 되지 않을까 싶어서 외국의 친구들을 많이 만날 기회가 있었지만 완전 네이티브 스피커를 만날 일이 없었거든요. 그래서 이렇게 학원에서 네이티브 스피커들이랑 얘기하면서 제 잘못된 언어 표현을 좀 교정받는 게 유의미한 것 같습니다. I want to fix my pronunciation. Actually, yeah. I can tell apart P and F. And in many workplaces, having a drink after work is considered normal. However, in some jobs, consequences. Okay. 50분을 꽉꽉 채워서 이제 수업이 끝났습니다. 이제 밤이 되었습니다. 해가 다 졌네요. 이렇게 화상 수업을 해본 거는 처음인데 그냥 친구랑 사실 줌으로 대화하는 것 같지만 이게 아무래도 아티클도 있고 아티클을 준비해서 읽는 시간도 있고 체계적으로 수업이 이루어져 있기 때문에 그냥 프리토크 하는 거랑은 다르게 영어가 좀 진전이 될 수 있는 것 같습니다. 수업이 끝나면 바로바로 보내주십니다. 피드백을. 그걸 확인해 볼 수 있고 existed, serious, 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 share and share, rule, rule. 뭔가 발음적인 부분이 좀 많이 도움이 될 것 같습니다.